There are families you've never heard of who control more wealth than most countries. Not billionaires on Forbes lists, not tech founders on Twitter, not celebrities with reality shows. Old money, centuries old, operating through something called family offices, private investment firms that manage billions, sometimes trillions, with zero public disclosure. No shareholders to answer to, no quarterly earnings calls, no regulations forcing transparency. Just pure, concentrated, invisible wealth moving markets while the world watches someone else. This is the story of the richest people you'll never know exist, and why that's exactly how they want it. Let me introduce you to a family, the Waltons, Walmart heirs, worth over $250 billion collectively. But you never see them. No interviews, no profiles, no podcasts. They operate through Walton Enterprises, a family office that controls their fortune, real estate across America, private equity stakes in hundreds of companies, art collections worth billions, all managed in complete silence. Or the Mars family, candy empire, M&Ms, Snickers, Twix, worth over $140 billion. 3 generations of wealth. They've never taken the company public, never sold out, never gone loud. Their family office, Victoria B. Mars, managing everything from chocolate factories to veterinary hospitals to investment portfolios that span the globe. This is old money's greatest trick. Build the empire loud, then go completely silent. Here's what most people don't understand. When you have a few million, you hire a financial advisor. When you have tens of millions, you hire a wealth management firm. But when you have billions, you build your own private bank. That's what a family office is. Your own Goldman Sachs, working for one client, you. Teams of analysts, tax strategists, legal experts, investment managers, art advisors, real estate specialists, all working in the shadows to preserve, grow, and hide your wealth. And here's the genius of it. No reporting requirements, no public scrutiny. No one even knows how much money's moving. Estimates say there are over 10,000 family offices globally, managing more than $6 trillion. That's more than the GDP of Japan. More than all the hedge funds in America combined, and almost nobody knows they exist. But it gets darker. These family offices don't just manage wealth, they weaponize it. Meet the Pritzker family, hotel empire, Hyatt Hotels, worth over $30 billion. Their family office doesn't just invest, it shapes policy. They fund political campaigns. They influence legislation. They sit on boards that determine regulations, all while remaining virtually invisible to the public. Or look at the Koch family, Charles Koch, worth over $60 billion. His family office funds think tanks, universities, political movements. He's rewriting the rules of American capitalism from behind closed doors. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is documented fact. Family offices have the resources of nations, the flexibility of startups, and the accountability of no one. They can move faster than governments, operate across borders without restriction, and do it all in complete darkness. 2021, Archegos Capital, a family office you've never heard of, run by a man named Bill Huang. He takes massive leveraged bets on stocks, borrows tens of billions from the world's biggest banks. Then it all collapses. In a single week, Archegos loses $100 billion. Banks lose billions. Markets crash. Entire sectors tank. And the kicker? No one knew it was coming because family offices don't have to report their positions. Bill Hwang was operating with more leverage than most countries, moving markets, affecting millions of people's retirement accounts. And he had zero regulatory oversight. This is the danger of invisible power. When things go right, these families accumulate unimaginable wealth. When things go wrong, the entire system absorbs the damage while they slip back into the shadows. Now let's talk about what they're doing right now. Family offices are buying up everything: farmland, water rights, rare earth minerals, AI companies, biotech startups, real estate in every major city, Bill Gates' family office, Cascade Investment, largest private owner of farmland in America. Why? Because when you have infinite money and infinite time horizons, you don't invest in quarterly earnings. You invest in scarcity. Things that can't be created. Resources that become more valuable as the world gets more crowded. They're not trying to get rich. They're already rich. They're positioning for control. Control of food, control of water, control of technology, control of the essential resources human civilization will fight over in 50 years. And they're doing it all in private. No headlines, no outrage, no resistance. Just silent accumulation, generation after generation. Here's what makes this terrifying. Public companies have accountability. They answer to shareholders, regulators, the media. Hedge funds have disclosure requirements. You can see what they're buying. But family offices, nothing. They can operate for decades without anyone knowing what they own, where they're investing, or how much influence they have. They don't need to justify decisions. They don't need approval. They don't need permission. And because the wealth passes generation to generation, they think in timescales you and I can't even comprehend. Not years, not decades, centuries. While everyone else is chasing quarterly profits, family offices are playing a game that won't pay off until your grandchildren are dead. That's the ultimate leverage. Time. When you have generational wealth, you can afford to wait, to be patient, to let investments mature over 50, 60, 100 years. You're not competing with other investors. You're competing with history. So here's the lesson. The richest people in the world aren't the ones you see. They're not on magazine covers. They're not giving TED Talks. They're not tweeting. They're managing family offices, building wealth so quietly, most people don't even know their names. And that anonymity, that silence, it's the most valuable asset they have. Because when no one knows what you own, no one can tax it. No one can regulate it. No one can take it. You just keep accumulating, quietly, patiently, ruthlessly. While the world argues about billionaires they can see, the real power is held by families you can't. This is old money's final form. Not wealth that performs, wealth that persists. Not empires built to impress, empires built to endure. And the question you should be asking isn't, how do I get rich? It's, how do I build something that outlives me? Because that's the game they're playing, and they're winning. If this exposed a layer of power you've never seen before, subscribe right now. We're breaking down the invisible mechanisms behind wealth, influence, and control. Drop a comment. If you could start a family office today, what would be your first investment? Next time, we're revealing the fixer networks behind every political empire. The strategists who win elections then disappear. Don't miss it.